What's up, YouTube? Today I wanted to discuss Asian men and how we're perceived in the West. A while back, I remember seeing this article that was discussing dating apps, and it included a statistic about Asian men being the least swiped slash desirable. I distinctly remember my reaction to reading this, and I was infuriated. I remember sitting there and just thinking, why? What's wrong with Asian men? What the fuck did we do? I then started going down a rabbit hole looking for answers, and then I eventually came across a video by a channel called The Take, and the video discussed Asian men and how we were historically portrayed by Hollywood. It's not just Hollywood, you can still see how Asian men are seen or represented in Western media in general. This includes the various social media apps, podcasts, YouTube videos, etc. So this video went through the history of how Asian men were depicted and the type of roles they played in these movies, and it was just fucking terrible. The types of roles were in general nerdy, non-masculine, not interested in relationships. We were ignorant fobs, belittled and the butt of every fucking joke. We were desexualized, emasculated, and shown that we have no sexual appeal. There's nothing attractive about us, that we're fucking soft ass punks and not sexually desirable. All of these roles that involved an Asian male or Asian male actor was just different versions of the Asian male asexual trope that was just normal in Hollywood. I used to like the first Hangover movie, but in retrospect, the way Ken Jeong played that character was fucking OD and fucking nasty. It was a bizarre enactment of an Asian man. For a long time, these Asian characters never had a romantic relationship on screen, if you notice that. Of course, over time, this improved. Like one character that stands out to me because he used to be in my top 5 shows of all time was Glenn in The Walking Dead. We were finally in more respectable, high class, powered roles, which is what the YouTuber described it as. An example would be like a medical doctor or a lawyer, but this was coupled with the desexualization of us by, say, making us socially inept. We got better roles, but the negative portrayal of not being desirable came along with it. We just can't get the fucking girl. At this point, not even more than halfway through the video, I started becoming extremely radicalized. Oh, people think we're bitches? Okay, bet. I'll fucking show y'all. I started developing an Asian supremacist mindset. I didn't think Asian people were better than other races. It's just I became extremely prideful in being Asian. I've never been ashamed being Asian, specifically Vietnamese. I was never some self hating Asian. I've always had a Viet and proud attitude, which is why I have these tattoos here on my chest. I remember when I learned about the conflicts my country, Vietnam, was involved in during the 20th century with the US, China, France, and Cambodia, and how we basically came out on top and we didn't fucking capitulate. I felt so proud reading the history and the sheer resilience, toughness, and courage my people showed. Like, you better not fuck with us because we are fearsome people. This radicalization didn't take my pride in being Asian from 0 to 1. It was more like zero point 0.5 to a billion. It's like I only wanted to be recognized as an Asian first rather than anything else. Not fucking rich if I was. Not even a fucking human. I'm Asian. I wanted to make my identity and who I am Asian. To be honest, if I continued down this path, I probably would have tatted across my forehead, I'm Asian and fucking proud. Knowing all of this and having strong feelings towards my ethnicity, I hated the idea that people think we're frail, weak, pussy, and harmless nerds. I went down a confirmation bias rabbit hole looking through forums, videos, posts, and such talking about Asian men and their experience in Western nations. their dating life, and how they are treated in general. This rabbit hole I went down just compounded my anger 100x as each second passed because I was mainly focused on the negative slash cynical posts and videos, which there were a lot of. The scale of Western media and its pervasive nature has done irreversible damage to how us Asian men are viewed. One medium that has done damage to the perception of Asian men is short form content. There are these interviewers who go out in the street asking women what's one race they would never date. And yes, you guessed it, it's always Asian men that get brought up. These ubiquitous Jubilee type of dating slash relationship videos is prevalent nowadays, and it's always the Asian man that gets rejected or denied. You also see Asian women in these videos who openly say they wouldn't date Asian men for X, Y, and Z reasons, which most of the time is just them demeaning and talking badly about us. There's no issues with having preferences, but when they start talking down on us, that is what I have huge issues with. Like, why the fuck are y'all doing this? Have some respect for yourself, your dad, brothers, and uncles, and also, fuck y'all. In these videos, a lot of the time it's white women who say they wouldn't date an Asian, and there's really an asymmetry between the percentage of white men with Asian women and white women with Asian men. It's very uncommon to see white women with Asian men, but very common to see white men with Asian women. Knowing this and watching all of these videos, one way my radicalization presented itself in real life was I started to look at white women as being non existent. I didn't hate them or despise them, I just saw them as fictitious people who were not there, who were really not there. Like that one Black Mirror episode where this guy was getting blocked by people in real life, like how you would block someone on Instagram and you couldn't see their profile anymore. But this person who was blocked in real life would only see a black and white static image of the person who blocked them. This is effectively how I treated white women. I remember I was walking inside the gym one day and these two white girls were close behind me. Usually, I would hope I would hold the door open for anyone close behind me, but in that instance and others, I didn't. They were all Caspers in my eyes. This was kind of my way to get back at them because I concluded wrongly that they mainly saw us as weak men. Kind of a separate but related topic is being a minority in the US. Me being aware of this fact, I developed an offensive and defensive mechanism that gets activated if people are racist towards me. I promised myself I will always defend and attack if any deliberate racism is thrown my way. I want to hear from the other Asian men out there. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person to do this, but I do sometimes play out many scenarios in my head of someone being racist towards me and what I would do in that specific situation. Just to be prepared. Let me share two scenarios with y'all. Scenario one, if we were both driving and he starts doing the squinty eyes at me, I would start driving like I'm in GTA and start chasing them down, honk my horn for an extended period of time, and harass them as much as I can. I want them to shit their fucking pants and be afraid. Scenario 2. If we were in a public area like a restaurant or someone called me a chink, I would start going berserk and then I would give them an ultimatum to apologize. If they don't, I would probably see red and attack no matter how big or small. I will fight like my life depended on it and use everything around me as a weapon. The level of crash out would be incomprehensible. I will go viral and be the catalyst for Asians all around the world to not take shit from others and to not avoid conflict and always fight back. I will be the model. I'm saying this because I see lots of videos where Asians are getting picked on and they don't do jack shit. Every time I see a video like this, I always envision myself in their shoes and what I would do. I love all Asian people, but please, for the love of God, don't let people pick on you. Stand up for yourself, man. Please just show some fucking courage. To any Asian men out there, if you see other Asian people getting harassed, stand up for them. As a group, I'm telling you, we are fucking untouchable. What did Vizini say in the movie Princess Bride? Don't fall victim to one of the classic blunders. The most famous is never get involved in a land war in Asia. There's a lot of wisdom in that. I believe, especially Asian men, if more of y'all would not avoid the confrontation, people will start to, respect us and not perceive us as, feeble nerds. I believe this avoidance of conflict and not fucking standing up and being fucking cowards sometimes is another huge reason why we're perceived the way we are in the West. I'm not saying to seek conflict. I'm just saying don't allow these fuckers to walk over you. They pick on us because they think we're easy licks. No fucking more. Am I still extremely radicalized? Not as much. But the pride in being Asian will always be there and will never go away. How do I kind of feel about these topics now? It's getting a bit better, and the best thing to do is make our voices heard. Because I know I'm not the only Asian man that feels like this. We are finally getting some respect. The problem and perception of us Asian men can get better if we all just do our part and show those around us. I know most Asian men are usually in high paying fields and we have other things going for us, but we need to show others that we're more than that. We have a lot to offer and we will show y'all.